Even if you cannot see it yet, we see some really crazy inflows in Ethereum and in Ethereum layer 2s like Arbitrum. What is happening here right now? Why are we pumping? I will tell you all about it in today's video, so stay until the end so that you can benefit big time. When we look at where we're standing right in the moment, we can see that we had some really good momentum in Q2. It was like the best Q2 since 5 years. We had like 31% plus for Bitcoin, 37% plus for Ethereum. So the momentum is building just like in 2020. And as you can see, what happened in Q4, Bitcoin completely exploded and also did Ethereum. But this time it will be even more crazy. So this is why you have to prepare now, why you have to be in the game now. So please smash the follow button so I can prepare you right in time. Because in September it might be already too late. I think in September we're going to explode completely. As Donald Trump said, we have to cut rates like 10 times as strong and as fast than ever before. So the global M2 liquidity will completely explode and Bitcoin will go parabolic. Not only for this winter, it might even go longer than most of the people are expecting. Because Wall Street companies like Morgan Stanley told us there might be even up to 7 rate cuts in 2016. So this is why you have to prepare now. When we look at Polymarket, some people even believe that we will start cutting rates in July. The chances of rate cuts are here like 16% at the moment. And I think definitely we will see the first rate cuts in September. The probability is more than 60% at the moment. And this is the perfect timing, September. Summer has ended, rates will be cut, start of the bull market, start of the altcoin season. And yes, the on-chain flow is completely intact. We see some really crazy inflows in Bitcoin. Institutions are buying, nations are buying, Wall Street is buying. So it will lead to just one thing. It will lead to a massive supply shock. Supply shock is for sure in 2026. At the moment, there is 10 times more Bitcoin bought than mined. And also, I think we will get a supply shock at Ethereum because also here the supply is limited. And also at Ethereum, we see some crazy movements. We see some record transactions. We've seen recently 1 million Ethereum bought in one day. So the circulating supply is limited. More than 1/3 of the whole supply is already staked. So also at Ethereum, we will get a supply shock in 2026, in my opinion. So when we have a closer look at Ethereum, we can see the weekly engagement is stronger than ever. We have more users active on Ethereum than ever. The activity is completely going crazy. And as you know, I compare Ethereum always to the infrastructure layer on the blockchain. When we look at real world assets, everything is happening at the moment on Ethereum. When we look at stablecoins, everything is happening at the moment on Ethereum. When we look at DeFi, everything is happening on Ethereum, or at least on Ethereum layer 2s. And this is also the reason why whales are buying Ethereum like crazy. I have a huge flashback to 2020 when whales bought Ethereum like there was no tomorrow. We can see the exact same thing at the moment. The supply shock is brewing and I am not missing out on that one. The fundamentals are actually insane. Layer 2s on Ethereum have huge growth. We've seen nearly 1 billion in inflows over the last 3 weeks. We have a new all-time high in staked Ethereum, and also we got like 4 billion inflows in the ETFs in the last 15 days. So a massive short squeeze is incoming. This is not a financial advice. These are just the numbers we're seeing at the moment. So when we look at the Wall Street cheat sheet, everything is on plan, everything is on track. We're here on the start of the hope phase and we will soon reach the belief phase where we will hit 6K probably. And after that, Ethereum might go completely crazy when we're heading into the euphoria phase. And as you know, I like Ethereum a lot because Ethereum is scaling over their layer 2 blockchains. It's not only working on itself, it is supporting the whole ecosystem. It is no surprise to me that the real use cases like DeFi or lending are winning clearly at the moment. When we look on-chain, we can see where the party is happening, and we can see the party is happening clearly on Ethereum. We have the most developers here with like 1,400 protocols. When we count the layer 2s like Base and Arbitrum and Polygon, there is no second Ethereum and there will never be something like that. So they don't have no competition at all. And Ethereum is winning at the moment, and we even can see some huge momentum coming up on other layer 2s like Base or Arbitrum. Arbitrum, for example, is pumping at the moment like crazy, but why, you might ask? And there is some huge speculation going on. What is happening at Arbitrum? We had an announcement from Robinhood, one of the biggest trading platforms in the States. And Robinhood is said to have a collaboration with Arbitrum. Rumors are they are building the blockchain platform to enable European investors to trade US stocks. So this sounds really, really interesting. If it is really happening, this could get huge momentum on Arbitrum. This is also why we noticed some huge momentum coming up on Arbitrum, and this is why the price is pumping. But we have to say there is already some big whales taking profits. They've waited for years to take profits on ARB, so they are cashing out at the moment. But there is some other things definitely also on Arbitrum happening while it is pumping. The trading desks have been quietly loading ARB and Ethereum all weekend ahead of the Robinhood thing today. Arbitrum already made nearly 20% and BlackRock bought nearly 500k of ETH in June. So what will happen? It is the most obvious squeeze setup we have ever seen. This is what AIXPT, my favorite AI agent companion, is telling to us. Also, we have a huge DeFi Renaissance incentive program happening on Arbitrum. So they will incentivize you for using different Arbitrum protocols. You will get Arbitrum tokens airdropped to a wallet. So this can be really interesting for us DeFi users. We will have different opportunities to earn some more money from Arbitrum. And the third big thing happening on Arbitrum at the moment is that we see the social matter coming back, SocialFi matter with Yapio. Yapio is a platform where you will get rewarded for your social activity, for your influence on the X platform like Kaito. So let's see what will happen with Yapio. At the moment, there is some huge momentum coming up, and I'm very looking forward how this will work out for Arbitrum. So what would I recommend to do now? As you know, I would always recommend to build your portfolio from the base. You have to build a solid fundament so you can build your house, your portfolio on top. For me, it is always DeFi. We're working with mostly stable coins. 50 to 60% of my portfolio is always stable coins that generate me some nice yield to be invested into the categories above. When we look at the coins, my biggest position that everybody has to have in its portfolio is Bitcoin all the time. Also, you should bet on the safe bets like Ethereum. If you bet on Ethereum, you will always bet on the layer 2s too, because if Ethereum is winning, the layer 2s are winning, and if the layer 2s are winning, Ethereum is winning. So doesn't matter if you already have Ethereum or not, you gotta put some Ethereum in your portfolio, because now Ethereum is still cheap, but we're going in the direction of 6 to 10k. Also, I have here some Solana as well in my safe bet category, and also I would bet on these high potential coins. And if you want to invest something more short-sighted, then you always can head to the trend category on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. But you just have to look for one thing. Where is the money made at the moment? And it is on Bitcoin, it is on Ethereum, it is on Solana, and it is on Hyperliquid. So always bet on these 4 coins and you will win big times even in this cycle. Even if you might not see it yet, stick to it, stay patient. And in September to December, you will get a big paycheck for your patience. I can promise you that. And if you have any questions to that, just let me know down in the comments. I'm happy to help you anytime. If you like the videos, please support me and my channel. Smash the like button, smash the follow button, and share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching. See you soon.